we need the development of India, and hence we want such an international language, that is the English language. And after the colonial period, in the post-colonial period, our writers became happy to write more and more on this line, because they will be known for the world. Yes, Desai got a prize, that is Booker's Prize. Likewise, Desai and Arundadiga, they wanted to be more popular for the world. So they started writing. And while writing, there were some legend writers. They reflected the Indian sensibility. Jayant Mahapatra, the great writer of Odisha, and not only of Odisha but of India and but of the world, we can say, because he got first prize not in India, but in the US. Nobody could understand him in India first, and he became popular in the USA first. And it may be remembered that the publishers refused his publication the first time in India. So he tried to publish his books in the US. There were also extra tribes, those who also bring name for us to India. And in a house for Mr. Vishwa, the writer has written Indian sensibility. Though he is not from India, his ancestors are from India. Still then, the writer remembered the Indian sensibility, Indian heritage, Indian custom. Okay. The post-colonial period in India can be regarded as a heyday for the Indian English writers. Large output of English literature can be witnessed here, while all are written with Indian sensibility. Indian English writers portray how Indian poor women lose identity and remain in hunger. Likewise, most of the people in India are poor. They live an unhappy life. They suffer and live in gutters. Writers like Jayant Mahapatra, Narayan, Kamla Das, Raja Rao, Kiran Desai, and some others present the body of India in their respective works. In her autobiographical poem, first I am coming to analyze Kamla Das. In her autobiographical poem, Kamla Das exemplifies her life as a tortured woman due to the native orthodox system of India. And she presents how she has been tortured here with the Indian tradition and with the orthodox system and tradition of India. Even as a child, Kamla Das experienced due to the native orthodox forcefully married. She was forcefully given marriage to a senior boy in her minor age. Her parents considered her a burden and paid her to become a premature wife and mother. She was married to a relative when she was only a school girl. It was very obvious for her, and she was not prepared for this marriage,
and she didn't
and she didn't know anything about marriage and
Thus
thus exposes disciples
and
and self-assumed superiority of the patriarchal society in her point.
sexual
Sexual
exploitation,
betrayal,
and
and the lack of love in male-woman relationships are the major themes in her poetry.
Her
Her
poem,
poem,
The Old
The Old Playhouse,
Seminal
for the
discussion of feminist
strand
strand
in her poetry.
She
She
expresses
expresses how she is
sent
everywhere
in the
in the typical like the typical Indian home.
In her
In her poem,
sometimes
sometimes Kamala's parents are humiliation and suffering.
Likewise,
Likewise, in the poem
for the
For the Looking Glass,
he
he
presents
presents
the
the
male
male chauvinism.
after
After
the
the
completion
completion of
the
the
sexual
sexual
act,
act,
the male
the male person
goes
goes away
and
and
forgets
forgets
her.
her.
And this is
This is
the
the
life of
life of
Kamala Das,
Kamala Das,
as
as she has been rejected by two, three men.
She portrays
She portrays her Kellogg husband is selfish
and
and coward
in the
in the
poem
poem
The
The
Sunshine
Cake.
Likewise,
Likewise,
let us
let us discuss about
Jantu
Jantu Mahapatra, the son of soil of Odisha. Jantu Mahapatra is more discussed poet and he is called as a pro-feminist poet because he suffered
females
and he
voices
against the woman culture.
In the
In the poem, The Lost Children of America,
he
he
presents
presents
the
the
rape
rape of a minor girl.
She has
She has
been
repeatedly raped
by
by
some
people
and
lastly when
she
she
goes
goes to
complain
near
the
the police, then the
police
police also rapes her. And the
previous
rape was inside the camp.
His
Feministic
feministic
views can be found
in the poems
in poems like
the
The Children of Lost Children of America,
Hunger,
A Country,
A Missing
Person,
Person,
The Woman Who Wanted to Be Loved,
Scream,
etc.
etc.
In such poem, Mahapatra finds Indian women
losing
losing their dignity of womanhood. Somewhere,
the poet
the poet finds hunger
as
as
the
a
major
major cause of
prostitution.
prostitution.
He
He
goes
goes to
Calcutta,
Calcutta. Upon the poem on the prostitutes
in
in
Calcutta.
Calcutta.
He goes there,
Because they are meet the
prostitutes,
prostitutes,
and he
and he
says
says
that I
that I cannot find any prostitutes here.
I
I
find
find
a
a
mother,
mother,
a
a
sister,
sister,
a
a
daughter
daughter
here,
here.
and they are
And
not
they are not
prostitutes.
prostitutes.
They are,
They are
he would say
their
their feelings.
feelings.
In the
In
dark,
the dark
area of
of
Calcutta,
Calcutta,
he honors
he
them
honors them
as
as
their
their
mother.
mother.
He writes for
He writes for
his
his flame.
Mahapatra
writes for his flame people and the political injustice of the downtrodden.
He finds
He finds empty bellies
and
and hunger.
To fill up
To fill up bellies,
bellies,
but people sell their children. Parents sell their daughters, only to satiate their hunger.
One
One poem I am going to describe here.
There is a
There is a
poem
poem
very important
very important poem
is
that is
hunger.
hunger.
In this
In
poem,
this poem,
a
a
poor
poor
father
father
allows
allows
her
her
daughter
to
to be a
be a
prostitute.
prostitute.
And it is the
And it is the matter of
matter
matter near
the Puri
the
temple,
Puri temple
in the
sea beach.
And at that
And at that
time,
time,
Judge
Judge
Mahaprabhu
Mahaprabhu was there,
and I
and I personally
had met
him,
and he
and
had
he had shared his experience that I was there.
and
And
the father
father
said,
said,
enjoy
enjoy
my daughter.
my daughter.
Swati
Swati
and
and
Swati given chance to be a prostitute. Please mute, sir. Please mute the video. There is sound. Please, sir. Please mute the sound, sir. So, here we can find the hunger of the poor people. And this is the true India which
can be
viewed
viewed by
Jayanta
Jayanta
Mahaprabhu.
Mahaprabhu,
Even
even
in a
in a ridiculous place like Puri. Mahaprabhu is disturbed
with the
with the inhuman torture to minor girls and the event of the rape and murder.
As a solution,
He provides a beggar
in the hand of
end of a Naxal girl in the quiet country.
In the
In the
poem,
poem,
the Naxal
the Naxal girl
girl
stands
on the street
in the night time
with a dagger,
with a dagger because
there is the
there is
danger
the danger of
of being convicted as
as a raped person. So
she
she
brings
brings the dagger.
she has
He has joined the Naxal
to take
to take revenge on the persons those who do inhuman rape or murder. Mahaprabhu becomes more disturbed
when he
when he hears
the
the horrifying scream of
a
a
7-year-old
little girl who was raped and sandwiched in the Godhra riot of Hindu and Muslim community.
I
I
personally
asked
Jayanta
Jayanta Mahaprabhu about about this event, sir.
what is the
What is the
matter
matter
and who is
and Mariam?
I
I cannot understand because at the time I was preparing my research paper on Mahaprabhu.
Then he said,
I
I was
was
there
there
in
in
Godhra,
Godhra,
and
and at that time
there was the
there was the rape.
and she was
And
very
she was very young,
a
a
7-year-old
7-year-old girl.
She was very young, and she was raped
by
the rioters.
rioters.
The riot
The riot was
to
to pacify
the
the problem of the Hindu-Muslim
conflict.
conflict. But what happened?
A lady,
A little girl,
Miriam,
was Hinduist there.
She was
She was raped.
So,
So,
poet
it says,
in the
in the one scream,
he
it says,
Lord
Lord flows from her
7-year-old
7-year-old thighs.
In the
The poems like
about
my favorite things
and
and evening in the Odisha village, he passes time with converts.
He
He goes everywhere. Even he has come to Marvanj in our place,
and
and
other
other place like Koraput. And when once he went to Koraput,
at
at that
that time,
time
he
he
found
found
a
a
little
little cottage, and inside the cottage
they
they are not getting food, and they are cooking the roots of certain plants to eat.
And
And when he asked about the rice,
they
they said, "Sir, what we have collected, we have completed biryani."
And
And one night, Jan Mahapatra parts there in that cottage. And it was his great experience, practical experience with the Kandhas, and which he has described in the poems like about the writings evening in and Odisha village like such and such. Now I shall switch over to the other writers of India, those who have focused on the marginal people, those who have focused on the poor people and the tortured woman. Let's discuss Kiran Desai's The Inheritance of Loss. Kiran Desai's The Inheritance of Loss explores the lives of characters who are trapped in India's class system. She relates to colonialism and effects of post-colonialism. Some characters ignore the Indian way of life. Others oppose for their lust traditions, but none is found to be content. Biju, the minor character in an illegal alien residing in the United States, trying to make a new life for himself. This contrasts with the experiences of Sai, an anglicized Indian girl living with her grandfather in India. So Biju didn't get satisfaction in the USA, in New York. What satisfaction he got here was not there in New York. Okay? Thank you. Our Reverend Sir, Raja Rao Sir, is ready to deliver his speech. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Jatin, sir. Very nicely with the subject matter. How Indian women are becoming sandwiched within male chauvinism and in the name of religion, custom, tradition. So India always take a dual standard about the women and marginals. Anyway, our awaiting resource person, Dr. Ijiri Vidhi Raja Rao already joined, and we are all waiting for listening from him. Dr. Raja Rao, the real son of the Odisha soil, did his master degree in English from Revelsa College, and then his PhD, and joined as English professor in Barampur University. He has visited many foreign countries like French, France, England, and now he is working as the visiting professor of the Central University Koraput. Simultaneously, he was the founder president of South Asian Literature and Cultural Forum at Barampur. He is the real dazzling star in English literature in Odisha. He has written many many things in English and Odia literature and make this Odia culture popular in abroad. Anyway, we welcome him and we are all waiting for his powerful, intelligent deliveries. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. And please welcome to this webinar organized by English Department, Udala College.
मोटरेज बोल्नु ताकड़ा ऑन करो सेम म्यूट कर दे जॉइन करछन रे हां जॉइन करछन हां से जॉइन कर ताकड़ा म्यूट हो जाय मतलब ताले के म्यूट
রাজার লেফট করবে তো আচ্ছা লেফট ছাড়ো সে ওটা আউটর কমেন্ট করে দাও
ସେ ସେମାନେ ସବୁ ମେସେଜ ନଉଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ରଙ୍ଗ କାହିଁକି ହଉଛି ଶୁଣାଯାଉ
আসে
तार ऑन करो म्यूट अनम्यूट करो तां कोन अनम्यूट करो
সে মিউট করে দিয়েছে
तां कोन
ତାଙ୍କୁ
Hello. Hello.
হ্যালো
hello
Am I audible?
hello
Hello, hello. Now you are audible, sir.
I am audible.
You are not audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
You are not audible,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Since you
Yes.
are
You
starting.
are so clear.
Yes,
Is it
sir.
okay now?
Okay, sir. Clear. It's clear.
Thank you very much.
Now it is okay, sir.
There is some technical glitch because of which I could not speak to you
It's common,
a
sir.
little earlier. Thank you very much Honorable Principal, Udala College, Udala, and my dear colleague, Dr. Jatin Mahakud, the head of the Department of English, Udala College, Udala, and my friend, Dr. Prafulla Kumar Panda, who is instrumental in holding this webinar, and the dear colleagues from other colleges of different parts of Odisha and different parts of India and maybe the country. I welcome you all. You are great lovers of literature and you must be the lover of Indian English literature. I shall speak to you on the marginals, post-colonialism and the marginals, and especially the women. I shall address to the question of women, though I have also included marginal. Very marginally I shall address some marginals here and there, but I would like to address the questions of women as the subalterns. I think you are familiar with the word subaltern. I shall give you some background as to why I am so particular about this question or this issue of women. At this moment of history, many things have undergone change. We have such radicals, French radicals like Helen Sixtou, Lou Sirigari. For your information, I met both of them in Paris. That's only a coincidence. Because I was doing research on women, I was given an audience by both these specialists, Lou Sirigari and Helen Sixtou. You know, they are radical, they are known for radical feminism. The very concept of the new woman has come from Helen Sixtou, and Lou Sirigari is also supportive of this. But well, many other things have also come into picture, come into surface, because of which we have to take these things very seriously. We find that many of our women writers, Indian English women writers, and even the regional language writers, they have been influenced by radical writers like Erika Jung, who has written Fear of Flying, or Toni Morrison Sula. These are all Western influences. And added to this, we have also some of the changes in the constitution of ours, or at least our Supreme Court, headed by Reverend Justice, Chief Justice Deepak Mishra. He scrapped the article or the IPC 497 IPC, which made it mandatory that there should be total agreement between wife and husband. But you know that this was a kind of patriarchal system, and Chief Justice Mr. Deepak Mishra, along with Chief Justice Mr. A.M. Khanwilkar and Justice Nariman, they said that adultery is no crime. And with the simple belief or with the simple idea that there should be a kind of equality between men and women, women should have their own choice. We had the privilege of meeting two justices from Supreme Court. There was Mr. A.K. Patnaik, and who was the retired justice from Supreme Court, and Professor R. Venkat Rao, who was also from the Supreme Court and Chief Justice of Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. We had the privilege of meeting them. There was a webinar, and I asked them, what is the implication of this particular decree about the women's emancipation, which we did by scrapping 497, because it commands married couples to remain loyal to each other. That is there, that command. Married couples to remain each other. So it is also, as Chief Justice Mr. Deepak Mishra said, it is codified rule of patriarchy. It is quite archaic. So they do not accept this 497 anymore. So now the woman can have her own choice. When I asked them the question, it was a very tricky question. It was a very difficult question because it has very wide implications, and it is in keeping with the Western idea of women, Western idea of liberation of the woman. But at the same time, it is a jarring kind of thing, because we are very traditional people where family becomes very supreme. So naturally, I could find that the Chief Justice of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, Mr. R. Venkat Rao, he said, family is very strong in our country. So, you see, it is difficult to answer. He depended upon the family. And he said, our family is so strong, even if adultery is no crime, if we decree, it matters nothing. It doesn't do any kind of chaos. Of course, that has also been said by the Honorable Chief Justice, that there are no data that it would create chaos in the country or in the relationship between the wife and the husband. But anyway, this is, to that extent, we have gone farther. We have given so much of liberation towards the Indian women. And now the question comes, the other influences, like, the influence of Erika Jong's novel. Only to give one small example, Fear of Flying. Here there is a character called Isadora Wing, who favors what is known as jeepless fuck. That is her credo. She wants to meet people who are strangers. And there are many novels which have been written in this fashion. And we have also our own writers in our own country. There are Indian English writers like Shobha Dev, whose Sultry Days, whose sisters, they are very radical. There is a kind of rebellion that is called of the kind of, they are not temperate feminism. There is another critic who, Lahiri, Samita Lahiri, and she has given these two concepts, the rebellion feminism and temperate feminism. And this comes under rebellion feminism, which is a kind of rebellion, which is radical. And to what extent it is possible? It almost borders on pornography. The kind of descriptions which take place, it meets the standards of what is known as corporeal feminism. There is another concept, corporeal feminism. Body is important. As Helen Sixu says in The Laughing of Medusa, body, woman is body. The body is important. That's why the body should write itself. To what extent you have you have other writings of this kind, where the one example from Odisha, one example from. As an inhabitant of Odisha, I do read Odia literature, the women writers of Odia literature. But what is of the post-colonial women's writing? Towards apocalypse. That's my heading. Towards apocalypse. Apocalypse here means not despair, woman poet called Kavita Singh. And this is, she says, today I am leaving behind comforts for pain, ignorance for knowledge. I am leaving ignorance for knowledge, success for joy, wealth for manna. In my hand burns the candle of knowledge. Look into your mirrors and recognize me. Recognize me. Recognize me. We shall recognize you, madam. We give enough importance to the women. Or in the course of time, this will take place. It has already taken place. That's why this Supreme Court decree. There is a feel of this in the whole of the country. It is, the woman is acknowledged. There are skirmishes, there are happenings here and there, all kinds of things, because morality is still at a low ebb, because of which you say every 3 seconds or 4 seconds there is a rape. Very unfortunate. As men, you woo them, you have the capacity, love them, win them, their hearts. We know what the lady. There is, only recently there is an incident, because the lady said no, the lover kills her. Very unfortunate. But you know, there are writers, like I shall give only one instance of Kamala Das. Kamala Das, My Story. If you have read that story, to read it. When I was in difficulty in Canada, I was coming back from Canada in a trip. I had many trips. I had been to Canada twice. But once I was coming back, I didn't have a ticket. And the lady who was sitting there, she said, "From which country you have come?" I said, "I've come from India." She said, "Do you know Suraya? You know the other name of Kamala Das is Suraya." I said, "Of course." "Have you read Kamala Das' My Story?" I said, "Of course." Then she said, "Issue him a ticket." This is only fun. Issue him a ticket. So there is, people are reading. And Kamala Das, what I find, there is some worth in Kamala. I come to Kamala Das, let me just make you a little more scholarly when I say that Gayatri Chakrabarti's Tibak, let me bring in Gayatri Chakrabarti's Tibak, who says, can the subaltern speak? Woman is a subaltern. All these marginals, the tribals or the non-Brahmins, these are all subalterns. And she says, can they speak at all? Can the subaltern speak? She gives the example of a woman called Bhubaneswari Bhaduri. You know Joy Bhaduri? Similarly, Bhubaneswari Bhaduri. She was implicated in the fight for independence, struggle for independence, in a task of doing, a very heavy task, of doing something for this struggle, which she could not do. It was because she could not do it. There is such an instance even in Ghare Baire by Rabindranath Tagore. Because she could not do it, she committed suicide. But do you know, they will speak only, they cannot speak That's far away. Now the subalterns can speak. Of course, the novel which I had chosen, there also you can see the subaltern cannot speak. Like Mulkraj Anand's Untouchable. What is the ending? Does he really speak? He comes with a theory. He comes with 2-3 theories. He is not speaking his heart because the subaltern is not allowed to speak. The subaltern is so much oppressed that he cannot, he won't dare speak against the society. So the women also cannot speak. That is the idea of Gayatri Chakrabarti's Vibhaga. But the women speak, not merely speak, the women act. They have all privileges. They have all picking to the society. That's why, even Sobhade writes stories which are so daring, or Anita Desai writes stories which are daring. At one time Anita Desai wrote a novel like Two Virgins, where you will find two sisters, Saroja and Lalita. Saroja was a dumb kind of woman, simple woman, who was satisfied with the vendors' ice cream, something like that, vendors, the sweetmeats. Lalita was having that corporeal feminism or corporeal qualities. She was very proud of her beauty. She had displayed that beauty. There is a scene where she is taking a bath, and you can see the body. When you expose your body, that is called musket. They are carrying their muskets. That's how they make use of their body to influence the outside world, to influence the women, to have a kind of control on the men kids. So she was a voluptuous woman, and she was making use of that. But she had to come back like a torn ship. Yes, torn when she was exploited in Bombay, and she was sent back. That was long ago. But when she writes Fasting Feasting, you will see beginning at home, but she had the audacity to do anything that she liked. She has a relationship with many men in the hands of the men, and she has
our college and our organizing secretary to be given the responsibility for the both of things. First of all, I, Mrs. Rehan,